yes, a lack of what I would call creativity, or thinking outside the box a little bit of like, well, here's a problem, how do we solve it? And I think always through my coaching career, and I think it's honestly, it's not like I'm smarter than everybody else, but I think with an engineering background, you come into this with a problem solving attitude. It's like, okay, here's the problem. What are some methods we could use to solve this problem? Let's evaluate them. Let's try them. If they work, great. Maybe we can refine them. If they don't work, we discard them and we, move on to something else. And I think that if you, as I said earlier, if you grew up in this sport, I mean, I'm using that term, grow up in the sport, but if your career as an athlete and then segued into being a coach, you're very comfortable with these methods, and it can be a little frightening to take an athlete and try something new with them, because most coaches, I feel, that are, I think most coaches that are invested in their business or their job care about the athletes, and you don't want to try something that's going to make the athlete worse, injure them, and so it's a little safer to just stay in the middle, do the things that, yes, they have worked, and obviously some of those coaches have produced tremendous results. So it's not like their methods don't work, but I think that's different than saying this method doesn't work, which is what the arguments have been, that have been directed against this concept of muscular endurance, is, well, they just don't work. It's foolish, or we can get better effect from blah blah blah. And I think if you were to ask Tom and Ruth, they would probably disagree with that. So, but that's interesting. I didn't know that Jim had said that, but I think you're right. I think there is a kind of a complacency among coaches that this is the way we've always done it. It works. Let's don't rock the boat. Let's stay with these things that we know.